Big Brother, mainstream media, government cover-ups. You want answers? Well, so does he. Live from Las Vegas, Nevada, deep behind enemy lines in FEMA Region 9, here is your host, Matt Maldonado, on Madness4life News.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Matt Maldonado, and this is Madness4life News. I'm going to be getting into Obama, Mitt Romney, Gary Johnson, and Roseanne Barr because it's unanimous. Rand Paul has endorsed Mitt Romney. Is this a good thing or not? Well, it's actually a bad thing because basically he just sold us out. You know, he wants to be a useful idiot. A sucker, a schmuck, a moron, you know, does it really have to come to this? Hey, do we have to go to Mitt Romney to think it's okay? Well, you know what? Why don't we actually talk about some of this stuff here? How about Panetta UN approval, not congressional action can justify military strikes on Syria because, hey, he even said at the meetings, just said, you know what, Congress, we don't even need your approval, so sit down and shut up. It's just like him going into the Libya. Say, hey, you know what, I don't need your authority in Libya. You know, it's all right. City administration officials said Wednesday that the fact that the U.S. is only playing a support role in the NATO-led military effort in Libya, that is no U.S. troops on the ground and no potential for casualties, and only plans to be involved for a short time means Obama doesn't need congressional authorization per the War Powers Act to proceed. First of all, you need congressional approval if you're going to have airstrikes. That's still a war. Okay, that is still a war. This was all the way back to what's the date on this? That was in 2011. That was last year of this month, actually, in June, the 15th. This is ridiculous. It's the same as them putting Al-Qaeda involved in Libya and said, okay, we're going to give Al-Qaeda to them. Well, I thought they were fighting Al-Qaeda. It doesn't matter. War on terror is over. He said that like a couple months ago. That, yeah, the war on terror is over, but you know what? The war on you is going to begin. And why don't we get rid of the TSA? Nope. And there was a big impeachment bill that was going to be passed by Walter Jones in the Congress just this past month or two. I think he has enough sponsors to literally pass it. But hey, Ron Paul won't talk about that because, hey, they're in back doors with Mitt Romney now. Even though this movement's actually bigger than Ron Paul and Rand Paul. But hey, I'm just going to leave it at that. And mark my words, just like Alex Jones says, it's going to get weird once Mitt Romney gets in there. The guy that wants, he's anti-gun, he's pro-Federal Reserve, he is for carbon taxes, he is for abortions, for military on the streets, for NDAA. The list goes on and on and on and on. And it's just going to get weirder than him dressing up as a police officer and pulling people over. I mean, it's going to get really weird. And to think that Gary Johnson's going to get this out of this, you're insane. Literally nutty. It's just like saying, like, yeah, you know, Obama, you know, he's going to save us from this problem what Bush did. Yeah, he's going to do it. It's like really interesting. That's why he became the UN Security Council in a year after he was elected. Yeah, fantastic. Even though it's illegal and against the Constitution. You want me to read you the Constitution? This is just ridiculous. Everybody always has this fantasy of like, oh, let's go vote for another president. What for? They're bought and paid for by the same banks. I don't understand this. And then everybody just has to go out and party. Whoa, we're winning. It's like, no, you're not. We're winning. It's all right. So that's what we're going to be involved. We're all a bunch of schmucks. We're all a bunch of idiot Nero people. As our country burns to the ground, we're just going to dance the night away. Okay. It's just... And Obama is going to increase the drones. The drones are coming. And there's going to be more checkpoints, because checkpoints are all over the United States, all 50 states. That's been announced. And they're going to be taking your lands with the National Defense Resource Preppness. And they're not only going to do that, you can't have a loan without the Secretary of the Treasury or the Director of the OMB telling you that, you can have that loan. Oh, wait, we're going to pull it. Why is that? Well, we're running out of funds, well, that's your own fault. You're right, but, we're going to take that away. You got that farmland? Yeah, we're going to take that away too. Well, it's not your land. You know what? Actually, shut up and sit down. It's our land, my friend. Hey, can I get this equipment here? No, that's the government's equipment. You're not going to have that. Well, we need a farmer to live. Buddy, what do you think this is, America? You sit the hell down. Just like them taking over gas. They're taking over gas, resources, transportation, loans, the military. Well, the military's already been co-opted by the government because it's the military-industrial complex. Continue the wars. It's good. That's why Panetta said openly that, hey, we're going to war with Pakistan. What for? I don't know, but we're going to do it. Because they're in lines with Syria and Iran, and we're going to attack Pakistan. They're the new threat. Okay, good. Fantastic. And they're going to war already with Uganda, and they're going to go to the war with Somalia, Yemen, continue the wars in Syria. I really believe that they might go to war with Saudi Arabia. But hey, I digress. Anyway. I'm going to go into Mitt Romney now. Mitt Romney, this guy that's always saying that he's, I'm against abortions. Well, you're for it. You're right, but I'm against it. Yeah, I'm against carbon taxes, but really I'm for it. I'm against the Federal Reserve, but even though I'm not really going to spend my time on the Federal Reserve. We need transparency at the Fed, but we're not. It's just the same thing over and over again. How much more do you guys have to have? How much more proof do you guys want? You guys want me to go to this as top contributors? Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan, Bank of America, Morgan Stanley, Credit Swiss Group, Citigroup, Wells Fargo, Bain Capital, Bain & Co. It's the same with Obama. It's the same type of contributors. And for some reason, people say, like, yeah, let's vote Gary Johnson. Yeah, Gary Johnson. Like, what? Why? Why are we going to vote for Gary Johnson for? Yeah, well, he's a libertarian. Yeah, he's for... No, he wants to tax marijuana, sir. It's... First of all, if you want to... legalize marijuana, what you need to do is not allow the government to tax it. If you allow government to tax it, then they can increase the taxes and allow it to where, oh, guess what? You can't afford this, even though people kind of need it for the medical marijuana. But hey, what you do is once you legalize it, you give it to the free market to let them figure out the prices and get the government out. Yes, Gary Johnson probably wants to get rid of the Fed, which I did hear him say that, but then he says, hey, we need transparency of the Fed. Like, what? What? And I know, like Alex Jones says, once they get rid of it, they're going to come up with another scam. I mean, it's just going to continue and continue and continue until you stand up. Don't think that you don't have the power. I don't get it. And then we got to go to who? Roseanne Barr? Really? Roseanne Barr? First of all, she's a communist. Yes, she wants to get rid of the Fed, but really, a communist? That's really going to help the country? Look at the country now. Our country is so dark. It's already a communist, socialist, fascist, Marxist nation. We were the first in everything good. We are now the first in everything bad. And it's just going to keep continuing getting worse. And if we continue to put pressures on them, we can actually stop this. But until that time, it will continue. It's just as ridiculous as this. Look at this right here. Green Police Miami Beach to make recycling compulsory. Because they're going to put this implication on here to where they're going to look through your trash and make sure you recycle. If you don't recycle, you know what? You're going to get a fine up to $2,500. They give you 3 violations, and by the 4th violation, you're going to continue to get $2,500. Wow. First violation? The first violation is $500. Second violation, $1,000. Actually, that's the 3rd violation. I'm sorry. The $350 is the first. Then the second's $500, and then the third is $1,000. And once it hits the 4th one, you will get a total of $2,500. Oh, isn't that fun? And then they said that they don't even have the implications to put this through. They don't even have the money. They don't have the money to do it. So what they're going to do is they're going to put chips in your recycling bins, put these carts, and put who was already fined in these truck bins, the garbage truck people that go in there, and then they have a reading. They type it in, and they go, oh, this person's been fined. Let's find them again. All right, here we go. Let's look through the trash and say, see, you didn't have this bottle. And they give you a trash bag like this one and say, you see it? You see the bottle? You see this bottle? It's in your face. You're supposed to throw it away. It's just ridiculous. It's just as ridiculous as the noise ordinance in Las Vegas. It is really ridiculous. Cities increasingly turn to trash police to enforce recycling laws. Oh yes, even in Ohio? Yeah, Cleveland. Look at this one right here. High-tech carts will tell on Cleveland residents who don't recycle, and they face $100 fines. Ohio, it would be a stretch to say that Big Brother will hang out in Clevelanders' trash cans, but the city plans to sort through trash to make sure residents are recycling and fine them $100 if they don't. Oh yes, because we need the government to just tell you what to do, what to say, how to throw things out, how to go to the bathroom every day. I mean, this is just ridiculous. It's just like the noise ordinance here. I mean, I went to the city council meeting of the ordinance in Fremont, and it was the most ridiculous conversation I've ever heard. There was literally people there crying over noise. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. My mouth was gaping. If you ever saw the news, look at I think it's CBS News. I'm sitting there, and my mouth is gaping open.